Da 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 da. Whoo-wee! Coughing a storm here. Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. There's a guy here. Gonna be bringing to the fourth day of CBL. Fourth day, yeah. Um, yeah, fourth day of the CBL. So this will be, so this will be the last of the top 16. Yeah, this will be the top 16 for the winners bracket. Then there will be the top 8, top 4, and then we'll go into the top 2. Well, tonight we're gonna have QJ versus OF and Zeon versus EFFS. So we're just gonna be waiting for them to start up. In the meantime, I am just going to do a little bit of well, I need to do the manually put in my shit for the other days that I missed. Oh, which is also very strange because I did not put in birthday. Everything's gonna be late. Oh man. Ooh, dee doo dee doo. Oh man. Murder on the left side, on the tomato. Alrighty. Well, I mean, they're not egregiously late, but at least it's better than nothing, I guess. So we're gonna have. Does look like there's a 6-minute timer, so that's pretty when our things drop by. Ooh. Thanks. Nice seeing you guys. Oh man. Thanks for the raid, the Brothers Grimm. I love you. I love you lots. Mwah. Give you a kiss, Oryx. Illy, Zamada. I hope you guys had an enjoyable stream. I did watch your last battle. It wasn't the greatest. I mean, it's hard sometimes when your team doesn't work with you, and sometimes just like when the defending team is just like, I'ma just wait for you to do something, and every time you do something, they're all just jump you, and you're just by yourself, and you're just like, no. So yeah, can't really help that sometimes. Ah, that's great. That's great. Good to know. Good to know. Well, hope those that are coming along enjoys the commentary. This is the CBL. Again, we're going to be watching two more sets of matches tonight. So, going to be watching the QJ versus OF and Zeon versus EFFS. So, I got those two matches lined up for today. Around about 2 hours of good CBL fun. Let's see these top teams, see what kind of strategy these guys like to throw at each other. Which one's the best? Which one's going to lose? There is the losers bracket. We'll get to see their first match on the Sunday. I think the first match will be something between EFF versus CBL or something. On Fire, that is their name. Nuclear power is DQS. Nuclear weapon. Oh, wait, yeah. Is DFS, which is nuclear weapon. Nuclear power is DQS. Oh. Multi-teams. Well, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night at the very least. And again, double thanks for the raid. Hopefully we have a nice night of good battles today. Sometimes the battles can be fairly boring, sometimes they're fun. Dun, 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 dun. It's really fascinating. I always find the losers bracket just very weird. Mainly because the final battle is between the winners of the winners bracket and the loser of the losers bracket. In most cases, more often than not, you just end up with the best team anyway, just going at it again against the team that they just lost to. And I mean, the setup for the final battle is a little bit different, so I guess that could change the scope of things. Interestingly enough, the final battle has normally always involved the new map. Wonder if they're going to bring that back again. Not that I think there was any particular. Oh wait, no, this is not Helheim. So this will be the season of Paragon. So maybe they'll force a La Gloria, yeah, the Glory Bridge or something. I don't know. I can't remember what it's called. But maybe we'll get to see that in CBL. Be really interesting, actually. I've never actually seen well, first time we'll see it in CBL. So I don't think anyone's going to have very much practice of it. It will be definitely a kind of send you through a loop kind of thing. It's always a wonder how time could feel like it's moving so slowly when there's nothing happening. Well, the time has clicked down. Maybe they start the official stream. Yeah, be about 3 minutes behind or so. Well, let's have a quick listen to what these guys have to say. I think I'm a little bit ahead, actually.
Okay, good day, Warlords. Welcome back to the day 4 of CBL Summer 2022.
And tonight is actually kind of special.
Yep.
It's like it's only one game tonight.
Yep.
But before that game, because like the games will like start at 9 p.m.
Yep.
UTC +8. And before that, we are very happy we have like last
Special
today.
guest.
Like last today. So I think if you watch the CBL for quite a long time, you
must know.
Yeah, you must know
his
like
name.
us because like he's kind of famous.
Like really famous.
Yeah, our legendary teams, captain of our legendary team CNC,
Yeah.
and now CNC changed their name to EFFS. So we are very happy to have like us today. So hey, like can you hear us?
Yes. Hello.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you guys can hear like us talking.
Yep.
Voice solo or I. Wait.
Yeah, we can.
Hello.
hear you really
Can you hear me?
Whoa.
Yeah, we can hear you very clear.
Yeah, very
Oh, okay,
clear.
okay.
Very clear and yeah. So
This
I
is
think
really interesting.
before that, I think could you briefly introduce yourself to our audiences?
Yeah, even though we all know you. Maybe we
Okay.
can
So
Yeah, in a very short
okay.
way.
So
yeah.
actually, my English name is Legolas. Okay.
Legolas.
So I am the team commander of EFFS. This team. Let's change your name.
Yeah.
The name you familiar with, like CNC. Okay, I'm a commander of CNC. So
You are the commander
also
of CNC.
one
So I
Yeah.
mean, all of the games, like those
Like
wonderful
us.
games, you just like led your teams to win, right?
So EFFS is apparently
I'm charged like set
the
unit.
successor of
The members,
Crusader.
their unit, who will bring what kind of unit, and like the tactic, something just like this.
Yeah.
So you like will decide the
Strategy.
strategies and the tactics for your
Yes,
team,
yes.
and
Yeah, for
and
each team member and also the units they brought, right?
Yeah, so that's pretty remarkable. And the next question is like, so win a game seems like a pretty natural things to
Yeah.
CNC. So now I should call you guys like the EFFS. So any secret in it? How can you guys can keep winning in the game?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, EFFS
you know,
is actually
every
Crusaders.
Match begin
they
before
basically
every match
won
begin.
every single
I
season
used to
since
take a
season
shower
2.
and
Because
Okay.
this and
Yeah.
then I will say, "May first be with me." Okay.
Okay.
That's a secret.
This is kind of
Will
secret.
you
this
tell
time.
your teammates
Yeah.
to take a shower together with you?
Yeah.
Just to chill down together.
So you will take your teammates to take a shower with you, right?
No.
So you just take a shower alone.
So the secret is to
Yeah,
just
take a
relax.
shower alone.
Yeah, so yeah, maybe next time you guys can try like take a shower together. I think that will be a
Yeah.
very good experience. You guys will remember that. So so you guys, I know there's many teams like before CBO, you will have a lot of like the trainings like for having better performance in the game. Did you guys train a lot in your daily life?
Before in season 4, right? When the CNC is just I just create CNC. In that time we training a lot, but nowadays
Yeah.
during 1 month we just practice the match about 4 times or 5 times.
Are you
That's
for-
that's still a
Yeah.
lot, actually.
Are you
considering
serious?
Yeah.
Like you only
Yeah.
practice
Serious.
like
I
4 or
just only
5 times,
practice 4 times a month.
and
yeah.
you keep winning the CBL like for 5 times. That's kind of insane.
Yeah, because of less secret. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, because
Okay.
that's you.
Because of shower.
Because of shower. Well, teammates
Yeah.
take a shower too.
I don't know.
Because like you got like the 14 team members in your team, like other 14 team members in your team. I think everyone will have like different habits before the game. So yeah, maybe
Yeah.
2 or 3 or some of them will like share the same habit with you. They will always take a shower. Just like you did.
Then before the match, they drink cola, and some of
Yeah.
them just play the siege. Some of them play rank.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, play rank makes sense actually. Because
Yeah.
like it's kind
So
of it
it's
feels
kind
like
of
a warm up
half-half.
and those
From the
stuff.
sounds of it,
And
it
can
does
help
sound
you
like
to,
this legless
get
has
back
been
into
the
game
leader
stream.
of
So the next question
Crusaders
is
for the
how many
entire
times
time.
have you guys taken part in CBL?
It does.
So, like,
This
for
does
us,
get me a
we
little bit
knew that
confused
CBL,
about
CNC has won like 5
the
champions,
old
5
and the
titles
new
in
Crusaders. I
CBL.
think
But actually, how many times did you guys take part in CBL?
We divide them into 2 parts. In Asia service, I think we just take part in like 5 times.
Wow.
Mhm.
And we need them
we
all.
also before it we also played in mainland China server.
Okay.
In that server we joined the match about 2 times. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, so
so
it sounds like
totally
7, totally 7. And it sounds like especially for the Asia service, you guys feels like the Chicago Bulls, right? The Michael Jordan, he
Yeah,
just
dominating
entered
every game.
the final stage 6 times and they won 6 titles, and that sounds crazy. That sounds crazy. And what's your goal this time? I know that you guys performed pretty well in the scoring stage and win like all the games. Yeah.
apparently they did play in the mainland China
just like
section and
before,
play
our
here.
role is also the champion. Okay.
Oh, that would be
Yeah.
very confusing,
And-
having 2 separate
So
houses. of
which
teams.
Because
team? Yeah.
I think nowadays in CBL it become more difficult for us because many teams are grew up already.
Yeah.
Before in season 4 there, the CBL I think in season 4 CBL is so easy for us. We
Oh.
just keep training us and we don't need some special strategy or something else. We just use our
Okay.
skill
Okay.
and single power.
Back in season
destroying,
4 would be
we call
Expedition
enemy
Fire.
team. Okay, but nowadays it become more difficult because their team's strategy and their personal powers, personal
Yeah.
skill is more powerful now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that
it's more difficult to us.
Yeah, that makes sense. Cause like for me, especially like I'm not a very good Conqueror Blade player. Like I'm a kind of a green hand.
Yeah. Not
Yeah.
good at like you guys.
Yeah, not like as skillful as you guys. So personally, I would just like
I
watch
mean,
a lot
the
with like
developers
CNC or
make the
TPT
games
or
a
those
lot.
best teams games and to learn from that. So I think that is likewise for other teams. They will have like watch all of your games and to learn something.
I mean, the developers
from,
could be
CNC.
mechanically
Like
good.
CNC
It's just
absolutely is like the goat
not
in,
strategically good.
in Conqueror Blade League, and you guys
There's a difference
absolutely
between
literally
there's a
won
difference
5
between
titles.
knowing
So,
what
Yeah,
to
and
do.
I believe a lot of
like
Power
playing
4
your
teams
class.
nowadays they learn and train with the videos of your games actually, because you guys and your teams are actually the best in current CBL.
Yeah.
So in this
It's hard,
CBL, which
actually.
team do you
You
think
can
is
watch
the
you can watch
strongest
some of
opponent?
their plays,
you?
but
I think
unless you're
like,
already playing at a
ECL,
high level,
PKT,
you won't
Yeah.
you won't
very
understand
powerful, but I think
why
EFFS
some of their
is
moves are
more
successful.
Yeah, okay.
I do believe. Yeah,
Granted,
and
the
what do you
strategy
think of like the
strategy in
pleb of the
itself
team, like from the European service?
has
And
a
did you watch the game last
But,
night? 'Cause, like they performed
yeah.
absolutely
Thing is
crazy.
that-
yeah,
Their strategy
very crazy.
is it
I
looked
don't
to
know
be
what
practice, so
its
they know
team name.
what
I'd like
when
to
they
call
perform
them
their
kicker
strategies.
because every
Yeah,
It's
player
yeah,
hard
their
to
name.
pull
team's
off
name
copying the
is kicker,
strategy
blah, blah,
without
blah,
understanding
kicker,
what
yeah,
applies
yeah.
reason why it
So I call
works.
them kicker. Their strategy.
I mean, that's
is more,
classically could
I
be
think,
shown on the
interesting
wall fort
and,
battle when you're when you're deciding to go either
I
through
think
C
they
or
are
the supply,
Europe
or you go up
champion,
through the
right?
road
Yeah,
between
yeah, European
C
champion,
and the
yeah.
supplies.
From German.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we practice with them a lot of time. And,
A lot of times.
Wow.
But you just said
like
you
you
guys.
guys-
time,
Wow.
7
7
times.
times in
Okay.
2 months or 3
Once you get like the 3
It was
to
actually-
4
yeah.
trainings and
Echo.
7 trainings take 2 months. That makes sense. Yeah.
Before they had match yesterday or the day before yesterday,
Mhm.
we just practiced 4 times with them.
Wow.
In how many days? For
I don't know. Two days ago.
2 days ago. Okay, alright.
Apparently,
We
apparently
have
what he's
four-
saying is
two
that they had a
match
scrim
practice
together
with them.
against
Okay.
Zeon.
But
Uh,
I think they're quite powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they are good.
So he's
too.
praising,
And
so
they-
he's
they
praising
can,
them
win
right
a
now,
lot of
saying that
things, even these really hard games.
they're
So
strong.
do you guys
Well,
find
they have high
it
power.
challenging to, beat them or defeat them?
Pardon?
Yeah, do you guys still believe that you can beat them? Because
They're
they're
playing
playing
with high pings.
Yeah.
Of course I can beat them because
Okay.
this result is
Okay, we all got it. We got it.
So yeah. Actually, I'm kind of curious because you guys have have been winning the game, so many games,
Yep.
and do you still feel anything from winning?
First we feel like happy, exciting.
Yeah,
Still
still
happy.
happy. Still happy.
No happy.
You just get used to it.
So what I'm
Oh,
thinking is
we
probably
win.
happening
Okay.
is that they're
Okay.
processing both the
Okay.
game
Okay.
feed
Just
and
like
the
you had a
mainstream through the
normal
same computer,
breakfast.
Yeah.
which
So
is
it's
causing
just like a
echo
direct
right now
thing,
because
so you
what
just-
we're getting is
I
just a
come here,
pure
I
visual
win
image,
the
while
game, I
the
play
mainstream
title.
is getting
That's
both
kind
the
of thing
audio.
will happen naturally for you guys, right?
Yeah, like see this.
Yeah.
I see I Conqueror.
But I remember that you guys lost once, right? With the team I got, you guys have lost once, right? Like in the
Only one match.
Yeah. And how do you guys feel about that?
We just think, something we did is not good and we need to practice.
Oh
And
yeah,
we
they actually
thinking
did lose a
about
match a while back
How can
here.
we do better? And that's all.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
Alright.
Just like
During
you
the
mentioned,
scoring
your
phase, I
team
actually
didn't
think-
actually practice a lot. So, do you have a special standard for your team members so they can join EFFS? Like the personal
I can
skills?
hear you. Can you up your voice or
Yeah, I'll repeat
tell
it.
me?
Just like you mentioned that your team didn't actually practice that much. So have you actually
yeah.
set standard for your team members so that they can join EFS?
Yeah, I set the rules who can join EFFS. There's like if you ID your game name, I am familiar with, you can join.
Oh, okay. So you must,
You must be
have a
already
really
well
hard
learned.
skilled player
For the
already.
communication, for the communication part is more easy for us.
Yeah, everyone
will
wants
be
someone who
going
follows
like
communication.
Chinese
You can
or
be a great player, but if you don't cooperate, then
Okay.
you're basically a garbage
Communication
player.
also really matters because
Yeah,
Cooperation
you must
is
act
really important. It's a team
as a
game.
team.
There's
Yeah.
15 of them, and
So tonight you guys are about to
One
have,
person's not gonna
games,
ch-
like,
not gonna be able to
15
1v15.
minutes later.
That's
So
the difference.
How do you feel now? Feel any nervous?
you can be the best player in the game,
No,
but if
I
you don't work
just
with your
need to
team,
take
you're
a shower
garbage.
now.
Yeah, maybe we should just quit this chat and let you take your shower. Otherwise, we will just stop you from winning, right?
Yeah. So what if we keep talking and to drag you from the shower, and will that make like the EFFs lose?
I think I will just stay down and let our members go to take part in the match. And I
Problem
will
is
take a
that,
shower
the
and
guys
then
are
after
telling
the match I will
in the
join.
chat.
Okay.
And
Fix
also
your
now,
mic, but it will take up to 6 minutes before you would see anything.
So
It's 3 minutes for
for
the stream to actually catch up.
Okay,
And then 3 minutes
at the
for
same
them
time.
to get the
That would be a
reply
good
or
idea, man.
something. and then stream. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, like
That sounds kind of weird.
then
Yeah.
when they get
Yeah,
the
so
messages that the
basically,
mics
normally
are-
like we have
they-
like,
however long it
from
takes
from this
fix
week,
it.
every day we have like CBL games.
Yeah,
Do
there
you
we
guys
go.
will like watch all of those games or just like pick some games and you guys will just like have a watch?
For me, I watched every CBL game in CBL time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Every-
it.
That's
And
also
I,
kind
I,
of
I
a
missed
practice.
one. I will check the video.
Wow.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Wow.
Maybe next time, or maybe in the future, if we have a chance, I think we can invite you to be the
narrator
the
of CBL?
narrator for CBL. Because like you have like absolutely you have the better understanding of the game, of the map and everything. It's like
Yeah.
that would be. I think that would be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah,
would
I
be.
think. I hope so.
Getting some better commentators. are
So
always
very happy
great.
to have you
But
today, and
sometimes
I
people
think
don't
we
like
better like
talking as well.
leave now
Yeah.
to
Yeah. Only
to
Streamers
half
commentary.
hour for you to take a shower
Yeah.
and practice.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So go clean yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I go take a shower.
yeah,
now.
so we will see you around.
Yeah. So see you.
Thank you.
See you.
See you. Thank you for your
That's really
time,
funny.
and wish you good luck in the game.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Bye bye.
So officially,
Bye bye.
we're supposed to be
Oh.
having a match of QF
Thank you, Douglas, for joining
versus.
yeah.
the
OF.
CBL's, you know.
That's not happening
interview?
anymore. QJ.
Yeah. I think
quit.
a lot of guys actually talking in the our channel like give us suggestion about interviewing who and interviewing someone, and I see the Alice and also
Alice,
Risas,
God damn it, don't
if
do
I
it.
pronounce her name correctly. So maybe next time, like
of
we'll have a
course.
chance. Yeah, we'd
In the
love to
future.
do
Alice
that,
would
yeah.
take the
Because
interview
I have more
anyway.
communication with players, with those captains.
Yeah, and they are also, quite famous players in Conqueror's Blade.
Really,
So
yeah.
we'd love to talk with them.
I would love
about
to
the
interview any
strategy
of the
and
captains of the
their
teams
experience
all the
in
time. I
Conqueror's
want to know
Blade.
a lot
so,
about you guys,
yeah,
but it's
that's
very
really
funny.
We
It's
will
very
try to reach
difficult.
them.
I think this is
to
a
find-
good way to
Yeah.
do
to
the
find
things,
information
'cause,
about
we
you
want
guys,
to bring you guys
first
into
place.
the vibe. I think that is a very good
And
way
obviously
to
our
like the
audience
vibe. Yeah.
are really curious about those, those famous players,
Mhm.
and maybe are keen to know more about them. So maybe in the future we will actually invite them to the interview.
Yeah, but yeah, today's interview, I remember one thing.
Yep.
The secret about
It's taking a shower.
yeah, about CNC, why they can win is about to take a shower.
Yeah.
So that is a secret. So you guys, like, you can try it in that way.
Yeah,
Because
but-
if you really want to have a very good performance in your exam or in the game
Yeah.
or in anything, you'd better take a shower.
Yeah,
I think
but-
that actually that makes sense because like it helps you to chill down.
Yeah.
Chill down and you calm down. You
We
have
can
like a
have a better
having a
reflection
shower
on the-
yeah,
is
so that's
basic
very
hygiene.
important, and
But
that's absolutely
having a
makes sense.
shower
If you have
or
like
assist, like,
5
take a shower
matches
every day.
within one day,
I mean,
you
like,
need
I
to
don't
take 5
sometimes.
showers.
I take a
yeah,
shower
you have to.
every day
You
or
have
every
to.
other day.
You will
Let's
drive
give
you,
let's
you
give
know,
a day
totally worn
sometimes,
out.
depending on
But I
whether
think
or not
my mother was just
super
like
focused
pissed off because
on
like
grinding.
I use this.
You wasted water.
Yeah,
But yeah,
so
better
we'll be charging,
better often
like,
than
for a lot
not
of
to stick
money
to
for the water usage.
Yeah.
So
Regimen.
yeah.
Maybe it's time for you
then
to
not
pay
have a
yourself.
regimen at all.
The bill.
The more
yeah, I
items
think
you
so.
have on that regimen,
That's a
So-
good
the
idea.
more
Guess we will
systematic
be back in half
you can
an
make
hour,
your day.
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
we will have a
So
match
you'll become
between
more
EFFS
efficient
and
at learning.
Zeon.
Yeah,
or-
and the Zeon.
Yeah.
So
be
yeah.
more
Both veteran
comfortable
teams,
with playing
so
and stuff
guess we
at
will
certain times.
Can come back
If everything's
later.
always
Yeah,
up to
so
just
let's say
feeling,
if
well,
EFS,
everything
no, yeah, actually,
if up
since
to
they
just
changed the
a
name
whim
to
or
EFS,
anything, your
and,
enthusiasm
let's
for
say
things
if
can
EFS can still
your
continue
enthusiasm
their,
could
the
nosedive
yeah.
into
like a legendary
oblivion.
story
So
in this game.
sometimes you go way too
versus
hard, sometimes
Zeon.
you go.
So see you guys
Sometimes you
in
don't
30
do
minutes
enough.
later.
Sometimes
And
it's just
we'll
not
be back
effective.
very soon.
Sometimes you
Yeah.
have that
See
bad
you.
day as well. Like you hop onto the game and it just like absolutely ass. So, all right. I'm gonna also head off for a bit. So for what's happened for now, I guess it wasn't explained very well by those guys. So what I have been told, or what I'm seeing here, is the first match was a forfeit. So we're not exactly sure whether or not they forfeit because they thought they couldn't win, or whether or not they forfeited because they didn't have enough players. Otherwise, we should have had QJ versus OF, which was Gunjin or Qin Jun. I think it's Qin Jun. We should have had Qin Jun versus ONFIRE. So QJ has forfeited, making ONFIRE the default winner. So they technically won. But shortly we will get the Zeon versus EFFS. These the developers just had an interview with apparently Legolas, that is the leader of EFFS, which the interview was actually quite interesting because it also enlightened about information about other tournaments that they participated in. So to explain, the mainland server has their own setup for what we call CBL. So for 2 seasons they said that they participated in the mainland one, and I think a B team took over the Crusaders ones in the Asia division team because the times would be very similar. And I mean very similar because the Asia right now would also correlate to the time that the mainland China would also have set up their matches. So it'll be very interesting. They've changed their name to EFFS. Not sure if EFF is also related, but I'm not sure if anyone's going to ask that question. It is quite interesting as well because he says that during the season 4, I think that was the time where it started getting harder. Season 2, I mean, Season 2 was fresh out of the gates. There's a whole bunch of new rules as well, so they probably sustained through raw, just through raw skill. Massive changes to cavalry in the 3rd season. Well, 2nd season actually there was massive changes to cavalry. Cavalry came back during the 3rd season, and I think after the 2nd season there was a restriction on artillery as well. So there was that. So all in all, it is quite interesting that what they were talking about. But nonetheless, I'll catch you guys in a bit. It'll be a 20-minute break. Officially, the Zeon versus EFF match doesn't start until 9 o'clock. So I'll catch you guys then. Bye for now. Well, it is 9 o'clock. They haven't started a countdown just yet. Hopefully they come back soon, shortly. Otherwise, it's going to be a long stream of nothing. Also, congratulations to Alan, to getting new mod status. I'm really hoping. Oh man, one of the hardest things is that like, I'm not part of Booming Tech, but I have so many ideas to where they need to fix a lot of their balance. And I mean, it has to do with things that already exist, so the problem is that it's reworking a lot of things that are quote unquote working. So put in resources to make new things, or put in resources to replace old things. Which is better? I think making new things is probably better. Hello, Bakuga. How you doing? Oh man. So if you're tuning in just now, we didn't have a first battle because QJ forfeited against OF. We should be getting the Zeon versus EFFS battle anytime now. Well, I mean, if they were to start at 9 o'clock like they're supposed to. Otherwise, we'll probably be sitting here for another 10 minutes before we get a countdown.
Hello, guys.
Oh, never
Welcome
mind.
back. Yeah, and like
several minutes
ago, yeah, we just had an interview with Legolas. And so I just
Well, the echo is
Yeah,
back.
we saw
I just
your
want to get back home
comments.
to take a shower.
Yeah, and we also, saw your comments, and definitely in the future we will gonna invite Risas from Activitos and also Alice, to our interview
go.
and share
They
their
fixed it.
thoughts on the Conqueror split.
Yeah, because like
cursed
I know
cell.
a lot of you guys, like the many captains, you want to be interviewed. Yeah, we are super welcome that.
Yeah.
So just like come on,
Yeah.
let's have more communication about
Yep.
your games and everything about Conqueror's played. And so
Jump back to
Yeah.
the CBL Day 4.
yeah, so CBL Day 4, the game is about to start. It's EFFS versus Zeon. Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe Legolas now has already finished his shower because
Yep.
like the game is about to start, and all the members already in the room. 2 teams are both ready, and Zeon, they are like a very good team. But but in the scoring stage, they just lost the game to Activitos.
Yeah.
And
We just saw their performance of Activitos several days ago. They're really good at it. So we can see how strong the captain Risas is. So maybe in the future we will just invite him around.
Yes.
And for Zeon, they used to be the top 4 in CBL, previous CBL. So they are pretty strong. We believe that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yep. But they have lost the game to the previous champion Crusaders, so we just really needed to pay attention to today their performance.
Yeah. So a lot of you guys, I believe like most of you guys have already known that the EFS is CBL. They changed their name. So
Yeah, the Crusader CNC.
CNC Crusaders. They are the 5 title, like the win the 5 titles of CBL.
Yeah.
And so this actually, according to Legolas said, this actually is their like the 6th journey on Asia servers. Yeah. So. Yeah, and they have already they have also like participated in the like the MENA and the SA division before. Like plus like this is kind of the 10th. The 10th has already participated CBL in 10 times. So
Yes.
still like hope they can fight well because like they're performing absolutely pretty well in the scoring stage and on.
Man, I can't count my seasons very
like,
well.
Just like dominated the whole game.
Yeah, and
they usually do.
they guys are
Always
quite
fine.
bold. They even said they are not actually practicing a lot,
Dynasty.
and that they can still win it. Like every time they join the CBL, they can just win the title. So we actually really welcome a lot of strong teams to here to defeat them because we
they've only
want to
participated
see
9
that kind
times.
of things to happen
Yeah.
and bring
They've only
us
participated
more
9 times.
exciting
And I'm not even sure if they
tournaments
participated in the
in
first one.
CBL.
Probably.
So yeah, Come on, guys, come to
the best
beat
season one that
EFFS.
I was not part
Yeah.
of, so I'm
yeah,
not even sure
if you
who
beat them,
participated.
I think you have a great chance to be
all I
the
know about the
champion.
first
Yeah.
season
So for
tournament is that
today's game,
VNC, otherwise not VNC,
EFFS will be the attacker first.
VN
So
House,
I believe they will choose the map
One.
they're quite familiar with.
VN House.
Things like
I found it
report
so,
and
I found
other
it
things.
so
And
difficult
after that,
to pronounce
CNC
name,
won
new
everything
team
else.
name, like EFFS. So
So
I
that
think
Yeah,
we
it's
would have to call them
times champion.
EFFS. EFFS. That makes
It's still a long name,
it's
actually.
still a long name.
EFFS.
Can't actually find a
FS.
short for them
FS.
to pronounce it.
So the map will be the Hidden City. Hidden City actually is quite popular those days, and absolutely the most popular map in this time CBL,
Yeah.
for sure. Because like in the past there may be Warfort and Harbor City, but this time I believe absolutely it's Hidden City.
Yeah.
And
Again with the Hidden City.
I rarely to say like EFFS. They
Playing
played in the
Hidden
map
City?
Hidden City,
Yeah.
yeah. And so this is a very good chance to say if they are still pretty well in the map.
Yeah.
So EFS now is the number one
Mm-hmm.
of Group C, and Zeon they are the number 4 of Group B. So
Yeah.
this is kind of a 1 versus 4 game.
Yeah,
And now they
we-
are pretty ready. Let's jump
Yeah.
into the preparation stage here.
For Zeon, they only have lost one game to Ecliptos, so I
Mhm.
think
I want to
that
know.
is kind of okay.
Yeah.
So for the lineup,
For the lineup, the blue side is EFFS.
Bum, ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. Ah, come on! There we go. Ooh-wee. Finally. Finally actually get to commentate on a battle. Man, been a long day. So, we have EFFS attacking first on Hidden City against Zeon. Right now, we have quite a few tier 4s coming out from EFF. I'm looking at 5 members going out with a double tier. No, 3 members going out with the 4, or going out with a double tier 4 with a tier 3. 2 Bastion Wild Flames, which is very interesting. Lots of Iron Reapers, barely any Medals. It's going to be very interesting. But then again, Zeon only taking in 1 counterprack, so lots of Iron Reapers and lots of Royal Janissaries as well. Nearly every single one coming out from Zeon is going out with a Iron Reaper. Gonna be very interesting how they're gonna make those tier 4 units work. Really gonna make them work for that value. Iron Reapers are a tough cookie to crack. I do not believe that the tier 4s will have much chance by themselves. Maybe you're using some of the newer stuff. So, as you probably remember, the Imperial Pike Guards got buffed with the interesting damage increase. So what did you miss? You didn't miss much, actually. This is the first battle of the night. So what you actually have missed is... Oh, who played an hour ago? QJ versus OF. But you didn't miss anything because QJ just forfeited. So we didn't actually get to see any matches. Yeah. It's been a really boring night. I've been sitting here for an hour waiting for the second battle to start. But it's also when the time was meant to be. So, yeah, with QJ forfeiting, this is the first battle of the night. And it's Zeon versus EFFS, which have been confirmed that EFFS is the successor to Crusaders. And, as you can see, Legolas here is apparently their team leader. Although I can't recognize many names. Naru has historically been part of Crusaders before. Never seen this LLL before. I can't read Kanji's name, so sorry if there are actually familiar names here, but I can't really remember them. Oh, yes. Apparently, from Legolas's own words, that Zeon is a pretty has pretty high power, saying that they're pretty strong. Lots of Iron Reapers and Royal Janissaries, so Zeon going out with the heavy tier 5 lineup. The most interesting thing is that there's barely any medals coming from both teams, which is all weird. I have no idea. The Mortaring's position not seem to be reaching, and I think it's too close to the wall to really actually hit anything. EFFS, well, this is good, because they're using their own Falconetti gunners to shoot towards the supply point, which surprisingly gets the right-hand side up. Left-hand side makes it as well with a sliver of health. The main gate has been broken, and we have the middle siege tower getting pushed again. So, middle siege tower getting destroyed is actually no problem. The left and the right-hand side are really good siege towers. You don't care if the middle siege tower actually makes it to the wall. It's the easiest one to destroy, and it's actually the hardest one to push for the attackers. So actually just letting up the middle siege tower is a good strategy for the defenders if they wanted to. But again, you really got to be careful when you're going up a siege tower, because if the defenders can still stranglehold that. We've got some Royal Janissaries patrolling the wall. Could be scary if they decide to go against if one Iron Reaper goes against a Royal Janissaries, I think the Royal Janissaries could take that fight very easily. But when you're talking about 2, maybe 3 Iron Reapers, then the Royal Janissaries start looking juicy, because they will just get cleaved into pieces. Does look like the left-hand siege tower is the tower of choice, as we see a bunch of guys, well, at least some heroes, jump up onto the wall on that side. The Falconetti gunners are doing very well at suppressing a section of that wall, actually taking pot shots at an Iron Reaper, just walking back and forth there. I think an Iron Reaper actually died. So, very strange how Zeon's positioned themselves. They're scared that they're going to push towards that right-hand siege tower, but that left-hand side is completely controlled by EFFS right now. So EFFS is just slowly pushing up, not rushing it. We got some mortars, in fact. Not sure on those positioning of those mortars. Ignoring that stairs there, Zeon doesn't seem to want to take that. Okay, so wow, this might be an interesting double squeeze. So we got a couple guys on the A point, a couple guys on both of the stairs, and they trebbed the back section thinking that they were going to come up fast, but apparently not. So Falconettis are still suppressing that right-hand side, really good suppressing that right-hand side right now. They're concentrating too heavily on this right-hand siege tower. They do let the left-hand side go. Zeon makes a massive mistake here going into the siege tower here, giving up their squeeze potential. Although it is good that they pushed off the attackers right now, but they're taking some unexpected losses. Berserkers being used to catch the tail here. I'm not sure if they dropped too many, but lots of trebs being used. Good value, as the longer they stay up here, the more often, more chances they get to get big hits in. Lots of losses actually, about 40 unit deaths now. Alrighty, big treb here and a Iron Reaper going to be sacrificed. Unfortunately, the Iron Reapers take 2 massive trebs into the back there. Good setup as well. Medal's facing the wrong direction. This is really bad. Medal's really need to face the direction of the charging unit to really do maximum damage. The guys here at the A point were left stranded, as most of the right-hand side was basically dealt with. The guys coming in from the left-hand side also mostly dealt with. This is really, really good for EFFS. They took that fight. So Zeon made several strategical errors in managing their troops. So, and what I'm very surprised about is EFFS did not rush it. They were making sure that they concentrated on controlling the controlling the siege tower on the right-hand side instead of getting controlled. So Zeon's mistake here is that the suppression on the right-hand siege tower didn't work. An okay catch here. I think the reaction of a massive pool from EFFS not going in on the fight is very interesting as well. Using the Metallitors and Ballistas, by the way, to really shred through some of those high tier units. And I think this is pretty good for EFFS, because the dynamic of their positioning, their teamwork right now is immaculate. One of the most important things about when you're playing ranged units and when you're playing the rear guard, you really need to make sure that you're shooting for value. You're putting down ballistas. Those artilleries went down almost instantly before they even touched that ground, and they were already shooting towards that supply point, murdering a couple extra high tier units. And look, another 50 kills pickup, only losing around about 20 units for EFFS. So the problem here now, Zeon is a little bit scared about losing either of the supply points, but they're not contending against this Metallitor, this Balconetti Gunner. This Balconetti Gunner is probably bingo for ammo right now. So they know that EFFS is stacked heavily on this right-hand side, but Zeon stacking right across the B section, being very careful to see if they go for a center push. A center push could be very crucial because EFFS has massive advantage through a center push. Now, Shinarino here getting caught out, absolutely smashed into pieces by himself. Retreating back into the left-hand side, EFFS takes the right-hand side really easily. This right-hand side supply point, this is very important as well, because EFFS has superiority in ranged units, but they're deciding to go through the middle. The middle section is dangerous for the defenders. The defenders... Whoa! One of EFFS members just clocks out really fast around that corner. So, the dangerous thing about the middle section for the defenders is that if they give the attackers any space, and any of the attackers die, they respawn, go straight through the center. And if the battle here in the center does rage on, the EFFS can also resupply at that supply point on the right-hand side and get cavalry in from the back. We know that there's not very much cavalry to fear, but we do have one Winged Hussar. One Winged Hussar could change the course of the battle really easily, and we still have a few medals, not a lot. So I think Zeon does have superiority here in quality. In quantity, not so much. EFFS probably has access to important units that could create a lot of value, like Imperial Pike Guard. Good usage of the wall. I would not be surprised if some EFFS members actually go back up onto the wall and ballista the center of this. They tried to put grape shots there at the down section. Now they're pushing up through the right-hand side. This could be a really cool two-way push. Royal Janissaries retreating right in the face of the enemy does mean that a couple of heroes getting clocked out by EFFS here. Zeon needs to be careful, because any units they lose in this battle here could mean the loss of the entire battle, because they've already lost once. Losing again means all of their good units are gone. There's about 3 minutes, 10 seconds left to go. Big battle's already raging on. Imperial Pike Walk finally comes in, but we have Iron Reapers and Claymores staunching that push. So it's not going to be an easy push, actually. Massive charge by the Cataphracts, but Cataphracts comes in behind a Winged Hussar. So the Winged Hussar mostly cleans up the infantry, but the Cataphract cleans up the Winged Hussar. The Winged Hussar surprisingly cleans up most of the medals. Right now, the medals are getting pushed back even further, but more cavalry being deployed right now. I did not expect this many cavalry. Maybe it's because we're just seeing them to massive effect right now. Absolute decimation of the defenders team right now. And it is very crucial to notice that EFFS really concentrating on using those artilleries to pin the enemy and dictating the position they want the enemy to be in. It was really good that the suppression of the the defenders suppressed the attackers in going through the center with the Falconetti gunners. They didn't want to take that fight, so instead they used a lot of mortars to bomb them over the houses. It's going to be a little bit of a desperate push here for Zeon now. I think a lot of low-tier units will be coming in, and a lot of cavalry already still around the place. I think I'm counting 2 cataphracts still around on the field. It will just be a straight-on battle, charging straight in. I think I miscounted. There is 3 cataphracts out on the field. EFFS definitely showing you why they're the best right now. They've taken fights like no other. Absolutely destroying Zeon in a match.
Final flag.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
I am most impressed by the kind of commitment that each and every single one of those players coming out from EFFS really showing you why they are the best. I have seen... So, I'm not sure if Legolas has changed his name before. I have seen Naru before. The quadruple L. I think he's changed his name several times. But I think actually the quadruple L is someone that I've seen before. It's just that it's not been all capital L's before. But it's also still to be seen that Zeon definitely getting played for fools here. Really difficult, I would say, to take on EFFS in their current condition. Mainly because being on the defender's side, you're really at the whim of the attackers on occasion. Getting pelted by those artilleries, it's really surprising how aggressive Zeon was, or wanted to be, but EFFS didn't allow them to be aggressive, and that is crucial in control. The control of that right-hand siege tower was amazing. Both teams back and forth. You know what the defenders wanted to do. You saw how EFFS approached that A point, and it was quite interesting to watch EFFS approach that. And it's also amazing how disciplined EFFS was in not engaging onto that point while the right-hand siege tower was suppressed. The control was amazing. But yes, for sure, I think EFFS, although I do believe Zeon is a strong contender, EFFS, again, showing you why they're the best. They are historically CNC had basically no competitors. They were untouchable, to say the least. It was so jarring to watch CNC just decimate anyone they come up against. And again, it's just showing you this gap, the gap in discipline, the gap in teamwork, and definitely the gap in strategy. Not only does EFFS has contingencies, they're extraordinarily adaptable, looking for and exploiting those weak points. On the fly, even. Sometimes, a lot of times, I'm just hard-headed and I'll just go straight at the enemy defenses thinking of brute forcing it, but that's a silly idea. EFFS doing really well at sending Zeon through a loop while on that defense. I think the suppression from the siege weapons, the artilleries were also amazing. The Trebs, although they didn't hit hard, their presence was felt. It was definitely felt. Their usage was liberal. But I can't say that it was ineffective. It really scared the pants off of Zeon to take a fight on that siege tower. And as they did, they took some losses. Not extraordinarily heavy, but they lost a few here and there. When it finally comes down to it, Zeon was half-half, resupplying some new units and trying to defend the wall. The control of the center for the control of the center at the B point, though, I think Zeon had a good plan. I think what ended up being their downfall is the resources. Resources. They had balconetic gunners, but they didn't have very many artillery. You have to also remember attackers have a lot of artillery available to them, and I'm not sure how many artilleries were used during the wall sections in order to suppress the siege towers. I do think a couple of them were used, but not a lot. What's probably difficult to also say is that Zeon, I think Zeon wanted to be more aggressive than what EFF. Well, hang on, let me try to explain. They wanted to take a fight. So Zeon wanted to take a fight. But every time Zeon wanted to take a fight, EFFS wouldn't give it to them. They wouldn't give the fight. They wouldn't fight. They would lose a couple guys on the backside, and that's a tactical retreat. So the push towards that right-hand supply point was so fascinating. You'd think that getting down, pushing onto that supply point would have been the play. But no, they got to the supply point, noticed there was a massive pull, and I mean a massive pull, by the defending team. So you had lots of Royal Janissaries, stuff that would murder the entirety of EFFS. But what happened was that a couple of members, well, not even members, a couple of models from troops drops dead as they get caught out, but the suppression of ballistas and the Malkinetes, the absolute faith that their team puts in each other is shockingly different. Not to mention, it's much tighter. So one of the problems is with some other teams is you get long tails or long heads. So you have one guy really far ahead or have one guy really far behind. They are together. They don't split up very far. They're basically about a unit length away, not very far at all. But sometimes I sometimes see teams where they're literally from A to B, and they're that far away from each other. What's also impressive is it's kind of the reaction or the plays that was happening. You know, when they were trying to take the B section, the EFFS tries to go around the corner, probably trying to scare Zeon by placing down grape shots. But the moment those Falconetti gunners started shooting, the grape shots stopped being deployed almost instantly. So there's plans, and there's plans within plans, and there's also contingencies. So bravo EFFS. I think there's a lot to learn from both sides when you watch that battle, and it's hard. It's hard when you're playing on the ground, when you're seeing this up above. You have no idea how your teammates are going to react, how fast your teammates can react. So the difference between players could also be a key, but cooperation for EFFS is at a different level, for sure. Alrighty, let's see what these guys say.
The reason,
Yeah, please wait for a few minutes.
3 minutes, yeah. So I'll be earlier than you guys 3 minutes because we'll have a delay for a stream. So yeah, we're actually in a different world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now the
Different
game is on.
universe.
Yeah. Let's jump into the game and having fun with the second match of EFFS and
And the Zeon.
Zeon. Yeah, let's see. This
Alright. Second battle is about to start. Alrighty, again on the Hidden City. This time Zeon's attacking. Zeon still going out with a lot of tier 5s. Gonna see what... Whoa! EFFS going out with more tier 4s than before. And I think it's a tier 4, tier 5 mix. Which is very interesting. Not a lot of heavy tier 5s. We got... I didn't count this before. I think it'd probably be very important. But we only have 3 cavalry available for EFFS. 1 Metallitor, 1 Narfan Guard, 2 Bastion Wild Flames. So, that is very important. How many pike units, though? We got 2 Imperial Pikes, 2 Fortebraccios, 1 Medal, 2 Medals, 2 Medals, in fact. Out for the attackers, we got Winged Stars and 2 Cataphracts still. So definitely definitely from a expanded view, the quality of units are on Zeon's side. I'm going to be questioning whether or not... Man, I'm going to be questioning whether or not Zeon's going to have very much in the bank when they take a fight against EFFS. One of the problems with tier 5s is that because they cost so much, you don't really have very many units to go with. Currently, the tier 4s do allow you to get up to 3 tier 4s. If you could trade a tier 4 for a tier 5, that's already a big win. If you could do it twice, that's massive. That means you have a tier 4 to whatever serfs they have. Surprisingly enough, again with only 1 Shenji Grenadier, actually. Metallitor. Whoa! EFFS just instantly ballistas one of the Zeon members to the face there. That's gotta be harsh. KH here on the right-hand side, looking to climb with the ladders. Have a poke-see, have a look-see. What you're probably seeing here is that EFFS is probably not going to defend the wall. Which is very surprising, considering I would expect a more cav-heavy lineup if you were not to defend the wall. Well, might actually destroy the siege towers anyway. The middle siege tower is near death, and we have the right-hand siege tower basically a triple hit kill right now. But the Balconettis are slow, so they need to be adjusted slightly, otherwise they won't hit true. Left-hand siege tower does go down. Middle siege tower still hasn't gotten that finishing touch. There we go. Zeon looking at a front gate. Could be a front gate push. That would be a fascinating... Oh, there they go. I don't think the cavalry down there notice that they're going to get pushed in 2 seconds. EFFS loses a guy at the front gate. The Fortebraccios that was there gets cleaved in half. Put in attack mode now. Royal Janissaries kind of do an awkward swing around. So, pulling back in, not a terrible move. I think a little bit of a pickup, just a little bit. Siege towers are still suppressed for now, though. Well, no, EFFS has musket. The longbows coming back from EFFS is very interesting. 2 of them, in fact. One of the most, I would say, the weakest class, low impact, and you still see them around. No musket unit, yeah. No musket unit, yeah. Musket hero, they have no musket unit, though. but doesn't mean they don't have any ranged units. I think the musket unit might be underutilized. Or maybe because, I have to say this as well, Rune's not being activated and Doctrine's not being activated. I think musket units do benefit from their very powerful doctrines. 20% accuracy increase, 16% fire rate increase. Those two doctrines are very powerful. Very, very powerful. 20% accuracy increase is massive. But sometimes when you're shooting directly into a pile like that, can't really see. What the heck? What just sallied out? I'm not sure what just sallied out just there, but if it was Keshigs, that's the weirdest play I've ever seen. I think whoever's controlling the Keshigs, controlling them from afar, because they just swung straight through the supply point. I'm looking at it from the mini-map. Not very many of them left. Does look like a couple of them got caught coming out. So EFFS doing really good at suppressing the siege towers, surprisingly. So I thought they wouldn't defend it, but I apparently have to eat my words here. The suppression of the siege tower working out super well. I think they're sacrificing a lot of their artillery, though. Only having one Metallitor means that it's not going to be a perfect suppression. I do think they'll run out of resources by the 4th minute mark. But that's only enough time for the attackers to do one push. And if this turns out the way I think it is, they're actually not going to destroy the middle siege tower again, but they're going to destroy the left and the right-hand siege tower, forcing the attackers to go up the middle siege tower. Well, that's if they can destroy them again. That Treb, I have no idea about. That's impossible to hit. As you can see, the building protected. Again, with the adjustment for the Falcon 80 gunners. Those Falcon 80 gunners need to really adjust their fire when they get really close. Zeon takes out one player. I think he fell down. Losses haven't been excruciating. But I think here the middle siege tower will get up onto the wall. It is predicted that they will not destroy the middle siege tower. I think... man. Zeon is clocking down the time. No resources here to destroy the left and the right-hand side siege tower again. The middle siege tower has a couple guys looking at it wide-eyed. A lot of players down that stairs, so we could see a rush of units come up to suppress the siege tower. We got a couple of units already on both sides. I think one of the scariest things about a siege tower is when you go up and turn a corner and the enemy is not right in front of you. Turning corners is deadly in this game. Different facing could mean the difference between victory or death. Medals need to face the right direction. EFFS just murder that glaive there. No one's going in to save him. And this is going to be attrition by... this is death by 1,000 cuts here. One by one, the heroes will die. I mean, granted that Zeon's also taken out a couple of heroes. Waiting for these siege towers to get onto the wall. Another 20 seconds, it'll be 3 minutes. This last push is going to be very desperate, and I think EFFS could end it here on the wall. So the Falcon 80 gunners are pulling back now. They were shooting at something else, in fact. Zeon takes the front gate instead. Half the team takes the front gate, half the team takes the left-hand siege tower. So what's going to be very interesting is that if they grab the supply point now, EFFS doesn't have to respond here. They still have their units. They haven't taken a fight yet. What I would probably do is concentrate on that left-hand side and take the fight on the wall. They're coming down onto this supply point. Is actually really good for Zeon. Zeon taking this fight. Nafan guards burning them down though. Zeon actually does not stand. So Zeon instead takes the wall and loses the supply point here. EFFS committed all their troops to take this supply point back, and it's a heavy loss. About 100 units to about 30. Oh man, what's the most annoying thing about a longbow? Its ability to keep you off your horse. Fire arrow after lightning arrow, I think. So, gotta pick up around about 2 minutes of time. Not a lot of time, in fact. Balcony kind of shooting straight into that supply point. Oh, it's 3 minutes actually. The Imperial Spear Guards can take a hit, but it's not best to take hits that will just basically kill you anyway. A little bit out of time. This mall is out of position, does get caught and destroyed. I think the Claymores almost got out of position. Getting shot by ballistas as well. This is going to be an interesting fight here on the left-hand side, actually. Imperial Pike walks right on top of that pile. One by one, EFFS is throwing their units in. That charge is very interesting because it just came at the very back end. Cavalry just running all the way through. We got some McDowells barely making it towards that front section there. Massive pool now, so reinforcements of new units. We got some Bastion Wild Flames thrown in. Not far enough, though, to take out the Nafan Guards. The Nafan Guards just in the back. Cavalry comes in from behind instead. Comes on straight onto that supply point and gets completely decimating that whatever's left there. I think it was just Benris Pack and the Bastion Wild Flame. But we have cavalry of their own in the back section. Just stomping whatever's there. I think the Imperial Pike Guard is holding barely as the cavalry actually gets killed. No, the cavalry actually pushes all the way through. EFFS has hero superiority here, and wow, what a turnaround. I did not think that Zeon was losing that battle until it hit me at the very end. Fascinatingly enough, that is, yeah, fire arrow. As I said, it was the lightning arrow followed by the fire arrow for the second shot. And wow, EFFS. I thought you wouldn't be able to hold that supply point, but apparently I was proven wrong. Zeon actually getting murdered. Actually, one of their members is permadeath. 2, actually. Wow, that is brutal. Only down to 13 members right now. And I think throwing in the serfs to stall out the enemy would be an awesome idea. Just throwing serfs up onto the siege tower, and they're coming through the front gate. Kind of have to. So it does look like Wingasar comes through. Doesn't make it all the way through the gate, but that's gotta be heavy. EFFS is just swamping them. More heroes die. Zeon losing the heroes like crazy in this scenario. I'm not sure what mistake Zeon did on that attack now. I think EFFS just managed to hold that supply point Or were they pushed too slow?
Together we stand.
I think once the fascinating thing here is that I didn't notice the hero difference until much later. The hero difference can be 1 or 2, and it could landslide you into an
Ashes to ashes,
pure victory.
dust to dust.
So Zeon is down to nothing now. 1 hero left as a manhunt for the last guy comes out. I give a benefit of the doubt here. Again, the defenders gotta be the defenders. That's killing off all the attackers. It's kind of fun because the attackers don't have an invulnerability zone. But when the attackers try to kill all the defenders and the defenders just sit in the invincibility zone, yeah, that's what you give. Alrighty. Wow. A lot to unpack in that battle for sure, for sure. So, as you can see from EFFS, barely anyone dying, but lots of kills. 3 for a lot of people. It's nicely spread out as well. I think that the value here created was immaculate. Well, not immaculate. I think Zeon struggled to get an advantage against EFFS. It was difficult to see how the push failed. Mainly, well, I mean, the failure of the push could be just because of the heroes. The heroes dying one by one. It does. I mean, like the tone of the battle at the very beginning, it did look like EFFS was more proficient at killing heroes. I think 3 heroes died to one hero kill for Zeon. And looking at it now, every single besides 2 players, every single one from Zeon died 3 times. And there was only 1 or 2 kills, probably around about 8 in total. And it's pretty impressive how dominant EFFF was. I do think that Zeon probably did have a chance of taking that supply point on that left-hand side. It's just I don't know, actually. Actually, no. No. The progression of the battle didn't allow them to. They already lost all of their okay, so alright. Step it back a little bit. What happened before that? It was a split push. A lot of players went up the left-hand side, a lot of players went through the front gate. They took the supply point. Those players on the top of the wall took A, then went down and regrouping with the guys that died, going in again. So it was a rush push. It was ill-conceived. So here is no because what's ill-conceived is that I recognize that Zeon actually didn't do any preparation work because they had no time. I think EFFS was in a strangely weak position, but I think it was also by design because of how desperate Zeon was. I think EFFS hold wasn't as strong as it could have been, but nonetheless, EFFS still had access to resupply units while Zeon didn't, because they already lost half of their units, and coming in with the second push, that means only half of their units were in reserve still. That is why Zeon couldn't continue the push, because they had no units left after losing half the push towards the left-hand side supply. This is the problem here, because they had half their team go for the supply point early on, get them lost, half the team stayed up and stayed healthy. So you've made a big loss coming in for the attrition for the second part. Complete and utter victory for EFFS there at the end. There we go. So it was predictable. It could have, if I remembered when or what units, if I remembered what happened beforehand. They ran out of units. Zeon ran out of units. EFFS still had a unit in reserve, so that was the key here. Attrition at the end. Nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. We will have some more battles on the Sunday. We'll get to watch the losers bracket for the first time. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. My name's Azakai. Have a nice day. Bye for now. See you on Sunday.